Hi friends, it's Ashley and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about June Romantasy releases. So today I'll be sharing with you 6 Romantasy books that are coming out this June. And these are all adult Romantasy books. And as usual, we're going to talk about them in order of release date from soonest to latest. Book number 1 comes out on June 2nd, and it's Nobody's Quest by Alyssa. This is book 1 in the Nobody Chronicles series. So the description of this one reads, "The goddess needs a nobody. The prince needs a miracle. Solely Greymine might be both. Solely has spent most of her life being invisible, an indentured servant, a library mold scrubber, the girl no one sees unless she's in the way. So when the king's guards show up with swords drawn, she assumes it's a mistake. It's not. Moments later, she's standing in the throne room while the king tells her she's been chosen to retrieve a set of ancient keys. Only the keys can save the goddess and stop the chaos beyond the palace walls, because the world isn't waiting to be saved. It's already burning. And besides him stands Prince Kalen, devastatingly beautiful, mercilessly cold, and certain Solely won't survive the hard journey ahead. He's probably right. But Solely survived a lifetime of hard everything. She may be a nobody, no training, no real power, and no idea why she was chosen, but she refuses to be expendable. Even the quest ahead is anything but simple. When assassins, monsters, and impossible choices fracture the fragile alliance slowly building with the prince, Solely realizes she can't hide in the shadows anymore, because for the first time in her life, she has something to lose." Okay, so I really like the whole premise of this, how our main character, she's just a nobody. She's not a princess. She's not someone that has like incredible powers. She's just a nobody. It's reminding me a little bit of a book I just read that I loved, which was This Kingdom Will Not Kill Me by Iona Andrews. And so the description of this is giving me the vibes of that, and so I'm excited to check this one out. Book number 2 comes out on June 9th, and it's Her Sharp Embrace by Koenig. And this is book 1 in the Nightshade duology. So the description of this one reads, "In the glittering city of New Soleil, beauty masks danger at every turn. The Nightshades, a crew of magical outlaws, are no different. Their glamorous facades conceal the terror they strike into the hearts of the rich and powerful as they steal from the corrupt and fight for the forgotten. Noah Toussaint fled her cosseted life as a saint to join the Nightshades. Infatuated with their ferocious leader Lennon, Noah aims to capture her heart and keep it. Her talent for alchemy is valuable, but her connection to her family puts all the shades in danger. Now enemies are closer than Lennon knows, and Noah must uncover the threat and keep them both alive, because in a city where lies are lethal and magic is fading, secrets aren't just costly, they're deadly." So I'm intrigued by the whole premise of this one, how it revolves around a group of magical outlaws. That just sounds like such a fun idea, and I want to know more about their magic. And our main character herself, Noah, also sounds very interesting, with her having being a saint and then deciding to join this magical group instead. And it also says that she has a talent for alchemy, which makes me even more intrigued. And then add to all that magic is slowly fading away. Like, what is going on there? I need to know more about that as well. Book number 3 comes out on June 16th, and it's The Shrouded Queen by Ashley Tropea. So this is book 1 in a duology that is inspired by ancient Egyptian mythology. So in this one, we have 2 main female characters. The first is Samira, and she is a slave to the Ashurian royals. And so when the palace is attacked, she is ready to die as a decoy for the princess. But instead, she is captured and kept alive, so now she has to keep up the facade of actually being the princess while also being forced to undergo these brutal trials that are supposed to awaken her divine powers. And she must do all of this under the watchful eye of her captor, who is a dangerously intriguing shapeshifter. And then our other main female character is the princess, who after the attack is now the queen. And so now she is on the run with only her guard with benefits, Jassim, by her side. And so she is now on a quest to contact her father, who happens to be the god of the underworld. And while she is on this quest, Samira ends up learning about the truth behind the attack on the palace, and also learns some secrets about her past that could change everything. And so our story goes from there. So I am intrigued by this one being inspired by Egyptian mythology, and also just like the whole premise of this sounds very interesting with our 2 main female characters and their interwoven storyline going on. And speaking of our 2 main female characters, they both sound like they're going to be very fascinating characters, and they both have very intriguing backgrounds that make me want to know more about them. With Samira apparently having some secrets about her past that she needs to learn about, and also with our princess, with her father being the god of the underworld. Book number 4 comes out on June 23rd, and it's Hunting for His Fairy Queen by Charlotte Swan. So this is book 4 in the A Monstrous Holiday series, but it is a series made up of interconnected standalones. So you can read this one without having read any of the others. And this story in particular is a spicy Ferngully reimagining. So the description of this one reads, Treasure hunter Finn has always known he was different. It's why he spent the last 30 years of his life searching the high seas for the one thing that can save him, a fairy wish. After winning a game of cards, he comes into possession of a fairy portal and wastes no time descending into an unknown realm in search of the cure to his curse. What he finds inside the sprawling metal changes everything. The Fairy Queen's realm is dying. Decay spreads across Meadow Mists as the void continues to claim more fairy lives. The Deadlands will consume the rest of her realm if her prayers aren't answered soon. When a human falls from the sky, she believes this is a miracle she's been begging the spirits for. He's certainly cocky enough for the task. Finn agrees to find a way to destroy the void in exchange for a fairy wish. If only it were that simple. Despite the danger, the two of them set off to destroy the evil that's polluting her realm. Finn has never seen anything as beautiful as Queen Arden, but he can't afford to be distracted. Their relationship is purely transactional, a means to an end. Why then does he feel like he's known her all his life? The deeper they travel into Meadow Mist, the more devastation they uncover. Is this human their savior, or will he become another casualty of the void? Will Arden's fleeting magic be enough to protect them, or will the darkness claim their lives before their budding love can bloom? So for this one is really the romance that drew me in, because it just sounds like the romance is going to be really cute. And even though it says the romance is supposed to be spicy, the description also makes it seem like the romance is going to be really sweet and warm-hearted, and that's my favorite kind of romance. And the line in the description that says, why then does he feel like he's known her all his life, especially pulled at my heartstrings. And the fact that the story is taking place in the slowly dying fairy realm makes me even more interested in checking this one out. Book number 5 comes out on June 30th, and it's Witch Season by Julia Bianco. This is book 1 in the Broken Coven series. So the description of this one reads, that is the price of magic, not just the blood, but the pain to bring it out. Catherine Barnes is an enforcer, charged with upholding the rules of the notorious Los Angeles-based Eastis Coven. It's her job to maintain order and bring unsettled witches, people who aren't aware they have magic until it explodes out of them in a catastrophic burst, into the Coven's fold. As a former unsettled witch, Catherine owes her life to Sylvia Page, Coven leader and silver-haired rebel who founded Eastis years ago. When Silas, heir to Noctis, the most powerful coven in the world, arrives to take Eastis to task for some of their more unconventional practices, Catherine's dislike for him reaches blistering levels. She hates his money, his good looks, and his coven's dangerous attitude towards unsettled witches. She can absolutely overlook that he sets her off in more ways than one. But a powerful threat is about to rise, stronger than any one coven, more insidious than the decades-long power struggle that exists in the hidden witch world. One that will pull Catherine and Silas together despite their differences, and one that will lead to an all-out war. So this one sounds like it's going to be very exciting and action-packed, and I'm intrigued by its take on witches and the whole idea of like unsettled witches and how like your power can just like suddenly burst out of you and have really bad consequences. And it also sounds like the romance has potential to be a lot of fun as well, with like an enemies to lovers vibe going on. Book number 6 and the final book on this list comes out on June 30th and is Into the Darkness by Brenna Bustamante. And this is book 1 in the Her Villain Era series. In this one, our main female character and the love interest are both assassins. And the tagline of the novel reads, she was trained to end life without hesitation. He learned to survive by becoming something lethal. And so our main female character is Asa. She is an assassin with shadow wielder powers. And her next mission is to eliminate the love interest. However, before she can complete her mission, an extremist faction called the Stars ends up showing up. And their whole thing is that they want to eliminate all the shadow wielders in existence. And so Asa's mission is put on hold, and now she is just in survival mode. And so she and the love interest end up entering into an uneasy alliance. And our story goes from there. And so this one also sounds very exciting, and The thing that caught my eye in particular is the fact that Asa has shadow wielder abilities, and so I'm very interested in learning more about that magic and the magic system of the book. Alright, so those are 6 Romantasy books coming out this June. I'd say that at the moment I'm most excited for Nobody Chronicles. Let me know down below which one you are most excited for. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye!